Hello there everyone, Ashnflash here. Welcome back to another LEGO comparison video. And today we're actually going to be looking at the final Avenger of the core group of 6 Avengers from the first Avengers movie. And Hawkeye has been, of course, asked about for a very, very long time. And same with Hulk yesterday. And it's been busy, right? You see on the channel, daily content. So yeah, if you want to subscribe for more daily content, please be sure to do that and give this video a like because the YouTube algorithm is changing or something. And anyways, it would really help out the channel. But let's go ahead and let's take a look at all 5 of the figures that I have in my collection of Hawkeye or Clint Barton. Here is the first ever version of Clint Barton that we got in minifigure form back in 2012 with the first wave of Avengers sets. He actually came with the first ever compound bow, what is it called? I forget what it's called. Anyways, it's one of those, and here it is in black, before Green Arrow used it or anyone else, so that's really cool to get. I'm not going to show it on the other figures because it is the same as all the other ones. He actually comes with a quiver printed on the back, which is pretty interesting, and his torso on the front, it's pretty detailed, and I think that it's kind of accurate. And I know what you're thinking, he never wore goggles in the movies. Well, actually, in all of the concept art and a lot of the promotional material that they gave out for the first Avengers movie, he had goggles on. So this isn't really inaccurate. And back then, the sleepy hair piece, the spiky hair didn't exist, so they gave him the widow's peak, which is pretty interesting because that was a fairly new piece as well. And I don't think the hair color, unfortunately, though, matches. Taking off the inaccurate hair color, you can actually see that he has some alternate facial expressions, and on the back, it's like this angry face, which to me is really a shame because you never have him in his normal face. Like, I like that smirk, that's fine. I just wish that back then, I wish that he could have come with the eyes and eyebrows and everything instead of them being covered up by the goggles. And you'll see in a second that they actually really improve upon this. But again, I don't know what they could have done back then. Still probably would have given him the reddish brown hair over this medium nougat, but it is interesting, and this was our first ever Hawkeye, so this is very special to me. Here is Hawkeye from Avengers Age of Ultron, so almost 3 years after the first ever Hawkeye, we had that really bad version to have in our collection. I remember never really liking it because of the goggles and such, but this looks really awesome. I love red, of course. This is my jacket, right? Like, this is the same color, so I really like it here. And I do like the leg printing. It's the same as the other ones. It's just kind of covered by like the trench coat or whatever that he's wearing. Taking the hairpiece off, of course, you can notice here on the front that it's the same facial expression as before, just not angry, which I love a lot. And on the back, you get the goggles with an angry expression, so I really like that. I wish that the goggles facial expressions were on the same one and that the regular facial expressions were on the same head, but I do really like this, and I like that it's a cool little nod to the first one, of course, because he never wore goggles, I don't think, in any of the promotional material in the second movie, so it's just cool to have that as an alternate facial expression. A really cool figure. I think that this is really one of the better ones out of all of them. And of course, that year actually saw the Helicarrier Ultimate Collector Series being released. And this is the micro figure of Hawkeye that came in that set. I'm not sure why they decided to include him over some other characters like Black Widow, or even all of the Avengers. I think would have been cool to have in micro figure form, not just Iron Man, Captain America, Hawkeye, and Nick Fury, and some S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. It would have been cool to have some other characters, but here he is here. It's just a tiny version of Clint in his Age of Ultron outfit. I don't know why he has the goggles on again here, but it's interesting. I do really like this figure. It's one of the more rare ones, I guess, if you consider this a figure. It's one of the more rare ones that I have in my collection. Here's Hawkeye in his Civil War outfit. This is actually a retail exclusive that released after the original wave of 3 sets for Civil War, hoping that happens with Endgame. But here he is here. It's a really cool back printing. It's actually very similar to the first version of Hawkeye, with that quiver, just in purple, which I really like better than the red. Look, I love red, but Hawkeye in purple is what I always think of, especially with that crazy cowl on that he normally has. The leg printing here is really detailed, probably the best one out of all 4 of the actual minifigures that we get. The torso printing here is really cool as well. The hair is good. Love the hair here. I forgot to mention that with the Age of Ultron one, but they hit it out of the park with that. I think that this is the closest to Jeremy Renner out of all of the hair pieces, out of the 2 that they use for him in all the sets. So I really like this. And I don't like his face though. And it's not because it doesn't look like him, because it kind of does. I could see Jeremy Renner in here and Clint Barton, but it's not that. And taking the hairpiece off, maybe if you're not too familiar with the line, and if you didn't see my other comparison videos, you might not recognize this face, but it's actually Steve Rogers. Like, they reused Captain America's brand new face print. They made this for him in the Civil War sets, and they decided to reuse it in that set. Why, Lego? And the worst part of all is that Captain America is actually included in the set that this figure comes in. So it's such a weird way to use it. Like, I think that this is kind of the decline of Marvel superheroes when they started reusing a lot of existing face prints and everything. Like, just give him the old one. I don't mind the goggles, but I guess because the red, it wouldn't go with this color scheme, but I don't think this face works if you're using it with Captain America literally in the exact same set. I don't know. Let me know down below. Maybe I'm getting too nitpicky. It doesn't make sense to me, but that's it for this figure. And here he is in his Avengers Endgame outfit, using Han Solo's face from the Solo film, which I never got any of those sets until now, of course. You saw a couple haul videos back that I actually got the Kessel run for cheap, so I'm excited to get that version of Han Solo. But this face print, it isn't a cheaper set for Solo, but I do like it here. I think that this works really, really well. And he actually uses the black classic bow. And what I think is actually the coolest part of this figure is that he has the quiver in black. I think that actually having a real quiver makes him more feel like Hawkeye. While I think that the printing on the back is cool with the quiver, I think that actually having a real piece just makes it feel more Lego, I guess, because of course Green Arrow uses it, and of course all the Robin Hood figures and everything else that came before. Taking the hairpiece off, you can see his other facial expression, and again, I really like this. I don't know why, but I think that this fits him really well, and you know how I feel about the Quantum Realm suits. I'm not a hater of it. I wish that they could have gotten their more accurate ones. It would have been so much cooler to get him in his Ronin outfit from the movie. I'm really hoping that we get some Bricktober packs in October with an actual Ronin figure, maybe some other characters, but yeah, this is definitely kind of a waste. I wish that he would have been included in the compound, because he did play a big part of that final fight, having the gauntlet and running away with it, so it is a bit of a shame that we didn't get him in his Ronin form. So here's actually my favorite version of Hawkeye. It's what I actually have in my Avengers Endgame display, and this is him in his purple outfit from Civil War, which I think is the best looking for Hawkeye, and I like putting the quiver there and putting the Han Solo face there. I think that this is the best looking Hawkeye, so if you are fortunate enough to have all four, this is what I'd recommend personally. I think that this is the coolest looking Hawkeye that you can really make. Well, there you have it, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed this comparison video. Let me know down below in the comments who you want to see me do next. Maybe you want me to take a look at War Machine, who I guess is the next member to join the Avengers. And so yeah, if you want me to do that, some other comparison videos of other figures, there's going to be a ton of more content. June is going to be the month of Disney, then July is going to be back into the swing of Marvel. I know that there's some more Marvel content going to come out this week, of course, with the CMF draft that you all voted on, which the winner was Marvel Superheroes. So there is going to be some more Marvel content, but with Toy Story 4, this is going to be the month of Disney. And of course, July will be the month of Spider-Man, with tons of Marvel content to come. Then with Spider-Man comparison videos, Nick Fury, a bunch of other characters. So subscribe so you don't miss out. And let me know down below which one was your favorite. Again, mine's probably going to be that amalgamation of the characters that I showed you. But I guess this one, because it's purple and that's the closest thing to like the real Hawkeye, right? Anyways, everyone, I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you all have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one.